everybody, and welcome to another Treetop Talk with the Mind of Marlin. I'm back from several days of traveling, and I am giving you the unvarnished look. Um, I have the coronavirus, so I get to join that elite club of people who've come down with one of the world's most memorable pandemics. But I'm stepping up to the plate and delivering what I think is a piece that really speaks to today's interest in preservation of historical artifacts, even if that historical artifact is yourself. The duck is fed, the cat is fed, and now it's time to feed your head. In today's world, nobody wants to be average, yet they fear the consequences of stepping off the curb of the mainstream and into the lurking realm of the strange. Could this be changing so that the strange becomes passe and only stranger will satisfy our cravings? Just one look at our social discourse and you'll see how weird things have gotten. Can we be surprised anymore? Have we lost our curiosity for what humans are capable of? We want to set ourselves apart from the swarm of humans, each of us wanting to be recognized for how we stand out, but will rarely stand up when the roll call for social deviance is taken. Tattoos have become a way to blend in and stand out all at once, or so we once thought. Once, they were solely sported by the inhabitants of the South Pacific and Oceania and the sailors who visited there, both who fell into the category of the far flung and never seen at the tables of people considered respectable. Somewhere along the line, they came to adorn the bodies of bikers who realized they would never be invited to those people's houses either. Today, the tattoo has invaded middle, lower, and upper America and can be seen on the calves, ears, arms, ankles, necks, backs, chests, and butts of the very folks who you would like to date or have for dinner. Tattoos have lost their edge. Its radical nature has become yet another fixation of those who wish to be cool and fit in, but retain their differences at the same time. No longer daring, it has become drab. Oh, nice tat, is the response these days, whereas in the past it was, my God, what have you done to your body? Putting it on your back is handy because you just don't have to look at it day after day, whereas many people put them in a place that is reserved for lovers and voyeurs. I think it's time to up the stakes again and bring the horror and glee back to what can be accomplished with the human skin being the canvas. Now, consider some of the artwork that has been done and how it has evolved over the years. Mom, anchors, and hearts have transformed into veritable pieces of work that cost thousands of dollars to buy and take hundreds of hours to execute. Twisted dragons consuming damsels, exotic wave motifs, devils with erupting horns, angels with aerodynamic wings, zodiac carnivals, and cryptic Chinese symbols are all part of the body palette. Wouldn't it be a waste of money of the consumer and the talents of the artist to see them cremated or buried 6 feet under once the owner finally has released their mortal coil for the great beyond? We just think it's great, but we'll just assume that it's the great beyond. Does anybody else think these works of art should be recycled and enjoyed long after the original owner dropped the body bag for that eternal departure? Go not to grave, O colored of body and inked of flesh. Skin you we will, and adorn the lampshade lightly with the art that you have worn and worn out. Time to hang it up, as it were. Is this gruesome? Well, of course it is, and that's why people will flock to it. We are a nation that consumes gruesome gruel as it requires no chewing, just swallow it whole. saves time and it doesn't wear out your teeth. The gore in movies is relished like it was on a hot dog. We slow down to look at auto wrecks and can't look away when viewing a carcass splattered on the pavement from a 15-story high dive. But this will carry some intrinsic and lyrical aesthetics. Why should the tattoo only be beautiful when there's blood pumping under the skin? Does it stop being pretty once the person is dead? Often the value of somebody's work goes up when they die. There will be no more Clarissa's flaming skulls with knives in the eye socket for us to see. But does it have to be this way? I say no. If you can take your pet to a taxidermist so it is always waiting at the door for you when you walk into the house, then I say, get thee to a tannery. For planetary survival, it is time to reduce, recycle, and reuse, even if it's our sorry asses. There was a group of people who did this kind of thing during World War II, and some of you know what I'm talking about. For the younger viewer, now you know how people my age feel when you start talking about the last dope drop on TikTok. Back to my story. Imagine using grandma's worn out ass as a seat cover for your minivan. Sure, it says, if you can read this, my pants fell off. But just think of the fun the grandkids will have. They will still be able to sit on grandma's lap even after she's in the grave. No sense in her taking her butt covering with her when it can serve a purpose here. How about that attractive, twining fairy floral tattoo which used to ring your best friend's ankle? Properly cured, it would make a lovely bracelet that would be the center of any conversation and induce curiosity and hurling all at the same time. Think of the laughter that your departed friend will still provoke, and you can say, it's okay, she was a vegan. We've been skinning snakes and wearing those as hat bands for years, and it was a snake we never knew. Consider the amount of domestic violence in this country. Now environmentalists will cheer you on when you walk down the street and aren't wearing the hide of some poor animal, but the hide made from your animal that was your wife-beating husband. They'll say, he never bought you a new outfit, and you sure look better in something other than black and blue. So remember the snake in your life by stripping them of what they no longer need and using it to decorate that Stetson you always wanted to. You go, cowgirl. Add some teeth, frozen in the snarl that you remember them for. It just brings it all more to life. Bury Grandpa, but save those leg tattoos, as they'll make a great icebreaker for an umbrella stand or terrific ski pole luggage. You can be as smug as a poodle when you pick up your ski equipment at the airport because your luggage isn't plastered with Gucci, Versace, or Armani. But your old pappy's credo, suck this. When you tell the other travelers what it's made of, they will get out of your way when you start walking. You can pull a wallet out of your back pocket that's made from somebody's foreskin, and when you rub it, it'll turn into an overnight case. You just have to keep tugging at it to keep it inflated. Remember the sick designs that used to adorn his chest? Think of the terrific coasters they'll make to put that cool one down on. What better way to remember that beer-swilling friend than placing a Pabst on his pecs? Endangered species, the human race, is not, and there'll be plenty for everybody because people are dying, even as you're listening to this. Do you want them to go to waste? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Your wardrobe can be outfitted with a matching ethnicities, a black pair of low-riding pants that have a Polynesian motif up the leg, an obligatory whitey blouse with somebody's name on it that you'll have a story about, of course. Indian, Native American, or Asians will fill out your ensemble, and for those special formal occasions, albino. Even more to consider is that your clothes, accessories, and umbrella can be taken to the beach and tanned without the fear of you getting cancer. But what if it isn't tattooed? Should a blank canvas go to waste? Of course not. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Turn dearly departed daddy into a chew toy for the family dog. Children can still play with dad and Fluffy and know they'll be happy that they've done their part to save the skin of a cow that's still free to be worshipped in another country. And when you tell your neighbors what you've done, imagine the look on their faces. I'm laughing just thinking about it. And they may very well say, "That's horrible. How could you possibly do that?" And you'll say, "Well, there was a concern given all the prescriptions he was on and how much he drank and how much he smoked and all the processed foods he ate. But we think Fluffy will be okay and not notice." I mean, she rolls in shit whenever she has the chance. If it's true that beauty's only skin deep, but ugly goes all the way to the bone, it would explain why in a culture like ours, it's better to be beautiful and insincere than ugly and honest. So here's to wearing his heart on your sleeve and hanging her ass out to dry. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you again. Of course, I'm not really seeing you. I'm just talking into this camera here. Leave a comment. Aloha.